technically it should be started. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Right here doing the Hans Kim podcast, dude. I'm the Brennan Schaub of the Hans Kim podcast. I've been on the most episodes.
Wow.
And I'm a great comedian.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
5 years from now, theaters.
Like going to the movie theaters? That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Finally gaining the courage to go to movies.
You have real concession stand worker vibes.
I do. I
Yeah.
do. I empathize with them. But also they hire a lot of bad ones.
Frontline workers.
That's right.
Yep.
Hans, 5 years.
5 years, I expect myself to be touring comedy clubs and inside women, and I expect myself to be a part of the Austin comedy scene where we're just going to be like a cabal of people just caballing it up, just destroying the world together.
Cabal
Hell
Harris.
yeah.
Do you want to be like in a mafia?
I would like to run your social media for you if you would allow me to do so.
Why? Do you think I'm not good at it?
No, I don't have any skills or like real marketable. But I helped my girlfriend with her coding college homework like the last week or two, and like I did a little coding in high school, went to vocational high school for it, programming, and I'm just like, dude, I can't believe I wasted. I had so many people telling me like, you're really smart, you gotta like work harder, and I'm like, nah. And then you're 30 and you're like, fuck. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to be like smart when you're 17 if you don't do anything.
And you just didn't for 13 years.
Yeah, now it's
After that.
I'm way too far gone. It's actually relieving in stand-up because it's like it literally is the only thing I have any marketable. It's not a lot of marketable ability, but it's something.
Yeah.
So it's like I guess I'm doing this. It's my calling by default.
It sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
So when this cabal starts, what are we gonna do?
Is there prayer involved? Are you gonna head up the cabal? Or are you gonna be the head of it?
No, there's no head. There's just everyone's equal.
Oh. We're gonna starve to death.
Don't you think that's preferable?
God, I could use some being starved. Oh, wow. Look at that.
You know Jimmy Kimmel goes 24 hours. He does a 24-hour fast once a week.
Really?
Yeah,
That sounds so unpleasant.
it really does.
That seemed pretty bad.
I once had like a stomach flu and I couldn't eat for like a day. Like it wouldn't have been useful, and it's just sad not being able to eat. That's
Mhm.
such a joy that we take for granted. I mean, not you, but
yeah. See, I've experienced the joy so much that
When something outside,
I must have come from like hundreds of years of starvation before this.
our child will be the greatest eater the world has ever known to make up for.
Yeah, like before this, if like what is it? Reincarnation was real. I was just like on some street with like a fucking bird just eyeing
Gnawing at
me.
you.
Yeah.
With a little cane, and you're like, one day I would be the biggest man ever.
You don't realize how fat I'll be one day.
You would be astonished at how fat I am.
Hey, what do you think if we reincarnate, what animals would all of us be?
I would be like a meerkat or like an owl, just quietly judging people.
Oh, I could see owl.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a goofy animal that isn't adapted to its environment very well.
Well, also wise.
Yeah. Just wise to the point of just sitting there and just being like, I could go eat, but that is what animals do.
Yeah. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I
Two
would
in
be
my
the Magna Penna deep sea squid. Are you familiar with the squid?
No.
Its tentacles are miles long. It's at like the bottom of the ocean. They
Really?
only have like 9 pictures of it online. It's one of the things I'm into. Is because like new pictures will surface, and it's like it adds onto a list of only like 20 other like videos ever taken of this thing. So like I have alerts set, so I can see it.
How big is this squid?
I mean, I would say like the body of it probably would like fit inside this room, but then its tentacles are these ropes that just go for like miles.
Wow.
Yeah.
So why would you do that one?
It's just the coolest one. I'm the coolest.
Cool. Hell yeah.
So, do you think this is like a cool podcast idea where we do a podcast and also sit in a sauna?
It's not too bad. This is the only time I'll be sitting around a desk like this ever for the rest of my life, unless I'm like being indicted on some type of charge. So this is nice.
It's like a mediator.
You do seem like my lawyer right now.
We're not gonna press charges. We just gotta go through this mediation process, arbitration.
Yeah.
Paul, I think I could see Paul murdering someone.
Really? I don't think I could.
You just have a good face for it.
Yeah.
I think I would be good at crimes, like petty crimes, if I did them. But I'm a little too anxious. Like I'm like a good person simply out of like anxiety for the most part. I don't have like a moral compass. I just like don't want to
just
get in
a
trouble for
headache.
doing something. Yeah.
Don't want to be like perceived as bad to anyone else.
Well, that's the thing is like you see a headache where a killer sees opportunity. So you might see stand up as a place where it's like, oh, have fun and it's something I do and I can.
Well,
make
I'm a
jokes.
killer in stand
But
up. We
then
all
like
know that.
a murderer sees stand up comedy and he's like, oh, that's a headache. That's so much social pressure in there. I don't even get to come at the
Yeah.
end of it.
Yeah. Much easier to kill this woman I've been stalking.
Yeah, that's more.
I sort of gave up my right to ever own like a firearm. So since 2 years been in Austin, I've probably threatened to shoot up maybe 14 venues at one point or another, like open mics and stuff, because I just have a habit of saying at the end of my set. And so I just decided like I can't own a gun because if they come to my apartment, I'm gonna have to let them search it. I'm like, I know it's a comedy show, but I made pretty credible threats.
At those comedy shows.
Yeah, but
You can still own a gun, just
no, I don't
feel
want to.
like it's like another piece of evidence in this imaginary case that
Yeah,
you're building
that's
inside
true.
your head.
But it's fun to threaten to shoot people, so I don't want to own a gun.
Yeah. Do you own a gun, Hans?
Go where? Oh yeah, a gun. Yeah,
Yeah. Like a Glock or something?
yeah,
Nice.
like a little handgun, just in case.
Just in case the heat gets hot.
Yeah, it's good to be like, oh, if things go down, I can handle it. Like, if I'm like just stressing out about something or someone, be like, oh, if it comes to it, I can always use the
I
gun.
can always fucking kill them.
Yeah, but if you don't have a gun, then you're like, well, I have to go talk to him. I guess I gotta figure this out.
I want one of those poison dart things. I can just across the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you fall.
Yeah.
That way, it's untraceable.
That's what I like. The untraceable kills.
But I guess that's why Paul likes not having a gun, because he can just think about it and just
I get to talk my way out of
be
everything.
anxious
dude.
about everything.
I get to use my speech to get out of everything. Actually, I usually just get like screamed at by homeless people and then I run away. I don't like negotiate at all. They've been spotting me lately. I've been accosted by like 4 or 5 in the past. It's getting hotter. You know how it is.
Really?
Yeah, I always get with my hair's this long. I get a lot of unwanted attention from homeless people.
Why do they think you're homeless?
I get a lot of like, "What's up, white boy?" Like that shit like that. It's happened like 3 or 4 times. And my hair's short, it doesn't happen.
Wow.
But it's just like it's it's like I'm a beautiful woman. You know, I'm just beautiful and they're upset that they're not. It's
Right. They're jealous of the locks.
Yeah.
I think you look like you're an intellectual and you can be accessed through like the words. So they're like, oh, let's fuck with this
yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah.
Because he represents what is cutting us off from freedom. And
Yeah, and I
Human
think they get
rights.
the idea that I have like a lot more money than them, which is not the case at all.
You do have rich person hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
you should see yourself the way homeless people see you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm not. I'm blessed, of course.
To a homeless person, you're a 7.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So, yeah, if things go down, I'll make sure to statistically raise the likelihood of getting myself shot by pulling out a gun. That's what some guy said.
maybe sword then.
You know, you should have on the podcast is the Asian police officer who was in the background of the George Floyd video.
What about him?
I don't know,
like
just get
him.
his take on the whole thing, because he didn't seem to be happy about the situation, but he was certainly involved. I'd just like to hear
Yeah.
what he has to say about
Like another day at the office. Ugh.
it. Should have been a doctor.
What? I was looking at my phone.
That's rad. Who do you think's lasting the longest?
In bed or?
No,
On Earth?
No, on if something terrible happens where we all have to fend for ourselves.
I'm incredibly cunning.
Out of who? Like everyone in the world?
No, out of us three.
Us three?
Yeah.
Lasting the longest?
I mean, Hans has the most resources and like
I have a van.
weirdo fans that would probably like be human meat shields for him.
How do you think fans will translate in the apocalypse world?
Oh, that's a good
Like,
question.
how much can you get from people that are starving to death? Like social, they're like, oh, this isn't a bad guy,
Yeah.
so they might let me into their tribe a
It
little
depends
easier.
the type of fan, though. Because I definitely see a Legion of Skanks fan could be like on their deathbed if they saw Louis J. Gomez. They'd be like, hey! Like, they would do it.
Yeah, come on in. Well, that's what they don't show in like zombie movies. It's like D-list celebrities and what it's like to be a D-list celebrity in the apocalypse. Just getting sort of recognized by people.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you that guy that did that commercial? It's like still a remnant of the old world.
Yeah, maybe nostalgic of like a better time.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, this is a shaman. He's going to do a play for us about the before times.
Our circle is big enough, too, that like if you survive for a year or two, you would eventually definitely would run into other comedians.
yeah.
We know like 1,000 people.
Oh, hey, you know, have any mics going on?
Dude, literally, they would be doing fucking.
They'd be doing open mics during the
100%.
zombie apocalypse.
Like they look like a Fallout ghoul, like one of their eyeballs falling out, and they would just be doing like. Yeah, 100%.
God, that's pathetic.
Yeah, well, I mean, not every comic, but I'm definitely in that pathetic like square where I'm like.
So I had to kill and eat a guy the other day. God, don't you hate it when you have to kill an innocent person for their resources? Like, hey, I'm not a bad guy, I promise. Bang.
Oh, zombies walk like this.
yeah. But non-zombies walk like, we're not so different. God. Fucking post-apocalyptic comedy is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much all comedy except for the height of Def Jam comedy is terrible. You know what I mean?
What's up, Francisco?
How hot is it in here right now?
Very hot, yeah. Your house is it's good.
I know, there's a vent right there that doesn't work. It's frustrating.
What about this fan?
This fan works, but then the audio is silly.
You guys been here for a while?
3 hours so far.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, dude.
We're on hour 4. No, like probably 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool.
How's it going?
Pretty good, man. You?
Pretty good.
Nice.
What'd you get up to, Francisco?
What is that?
Yeah.
Francisco's a horny.
Yuck.
He's like Pepe Le Pew. Pepe El Pew.
Are you recording already?
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't say the N-word anymore.
Okay. So what are you guys talking about? What did I miss?
We were talking about if the open mic scene of like comedy, there was a apocalypse, what comedy would be like post-apocalypse, and who of us would survive the longest? How do you think you'd fare in the apocalyptic games?
Oh yeah, I think I would die probably very fast.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. But who came up with that question?
Dylan.
Yeah, well, we were talking about apocalypse stuff after. I've been watching a lot of Walking Dead stuff today.
Wow. Today.
Yeah.
That's one of those shows I just watch reels of, like Breaking Bad.
That's what
and
I mean.
I feel like
That's
I
what
get
I
the
mean.
whole sense of the show, but I don't
Yeah.
understand really the narrative of the
You
chronological
haven't seen
order.
fucking Breaking Bad? You can get Breaking Bad through reels.
I didn't like it after a few episodes.
After a few reels, I was over it.
After 30 seconds, I was done.
I'm not like good television is not appealing to me. It doesn't like I like to watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force like over and over again autistically and then restart the show when I get to the last season.
Really?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like I need comfort in it. Like a storyline, it gives me too much anxiety. I don't need to.
Have you been watching that for a while now then?
Yeah, that's a great show. I love that show. I'm trying to get my girlfriend to King of the Hill right now, but she's not vibing with it.
To what?
King of the Hill.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
She doesn't get it.
So, what do you think about Steven Crowder getting divorced from his wife?
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he say why?
No.
Didn't he start off as a stand-up?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Do you think his wife was like, "I'm gonna divorce you, change my mind"?
Well, I saw a meme that said, "My wife is leaving me. Change her mind."
Really?
I think he's gonna be really happy. He has money, and he's gonna fuck a bunch of other women, and
Yeah, he's probably gonna have a blast.
yeah.
What do you think, Hans?
I think he's a sad person that believes in a lot of incorrect things, and it's probably not pleasant to be with. But a lot of like left-leaning people get divorced too, so I think it's just hard to be with someone for a long time, and we
Yeah.
really shouldn't try to do that unless you
Yeah.
have kids.
Or at least cut the monogamous thing.
Yeah, you can be with someone if you're not with them for your whole marriage.
Yeah.
I can be with anyone for if I can fuck someone not someone.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So relaxed after I come home to some unpleasant, disgusting person, be like, well, this is the butt life I signed up for.
She means well. No, yeah, I think with the Crowder thing, I always think that would be just such a fucking hell to be in, like to want to be a stand-up and then that's not working out, so you're like, I guess I'm a politician or an aspiring
I'm gonna have
media.
to get really serious.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get super not fun.
Let me do the opposite of comedy.
I feel like it would be a hell in general to be a person whose entire identity is predicated on that you know things. I don't know how people do that.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to be a guy that people.
Everyone's
expect.
arguing with you.
Yeah.
I was
Wasn't
talking
the-
about this.
The president of the Ukraine, wasn't he a stand-up comic? Right.
Yeah.
All right, that's all
Yeah.
I wanted to say.
He's just practicing his English.
I'm just like, here's something that I can say.
Well,
That's relevant.
with all those media guys, like I always think of like they must have hard days too, and to them they have to like schedule like, oh, okay, I gotta say something fucked up about trans people on Tuesday, and then we gotta fly to Oklahoma, and then we got a whole fucking thing about black people that I gotta run over. It's like their work, you know.
Remember, black crime.
Yeah,
Black crime.
yeah, they put it in their personal agendas. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Black crime. Isn't that weird though? Because it is like they have to be that on top of like their wrong
talking
ideas.
points.
Yeah.
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 They gotta like rehearse their like wrong ideas, like we rehearse our jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in the car, like the Jews are taking our money.
Is that too much? Should we say cash? Does it sound better when it says Jew people
Yeah,
are taking our cash?
Which word invokes the most hate?
Yeah. Is deplorable better than shithead? I don't know.
Did you guys see the Holocaust Museum Twitter that Elon Musk took their check mark away, and they were tweeting at Elon like really fucking upset for this check mark that cost $8? And I was just like, if you're running the official Holocaust Museum Twitter account, maybe just pay the $8 and avoid this playing into this. Like,
Well, you know those Jews.
$8.
yeah, it's so funny. They were-
Well, that's funny. Like the tattoo is sort of like the original verification.
I was thinking something
Yeah.
along those lines, but I didn't know how to word it. Yeah.
Well,
It's
you're
fun.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, the whole
What about just saying it?
I don't
Whatever
know.
You're thinking.
the whole checkmark thing is strange. I think nothing, and I'm sorry if anyone has done it, but on Instagram, sometimes you'll see people with like 2,000-3,000 followers and like a blue check, and their posts get like, 80 likes. I'm like, who are you fooling? Who are you trying to fool?
Yeah, I feel like you lost credibility, right?
Yeah.
Now that you can just buy it or whatever.
Yeah. It's
Well-
like the point of a check mark is to say that I'm a famous person, and now no famous people have it, and you can just buy it. So the whole point of it is ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
like here's like an $8 thing that I bought.
And then you just come off as a try-hard, wannabe famous person.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
like buying your own trophy or something. It's weird.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's weird as fuck.
I like it because when I see people that have done it and they're like shitheads, then it's like that's funny. That's what this. It's like verification was such a like heavy thing for people. Like, oh, I'm verified or whatever, and now like all the stupidest people have it because the only people that are getting it are people that want to pay $8 to trick people into thinking they're famous.
Yeah, but it's so funny because it has like the opposite effect for me. Like whenever I see someone with a blue check who like doesn't have that following, I'm just like,
Right,
what a
yeah.
fucking loser. You want to
Yeah.
trick us all into thinking,
'Cause
and even people I've liked it. I saw Sean Riley did it. That's what the streets have been talking about. I'm
That's
like,
funny.
Sean, you're better. I haven't told him this to his face yet, but
Yeah.
I'm like, God, you suck. That,
Yeah.
you shouldn't do that.
I'd like it for some people because it's like they're playing a joke on the whole thing.
I like that is fun. The
Yeah.
irony is fun.
Yeah, if you're a nobody and you have it.
I bet Sean is doing it that way. I'll give him the benefit.
Yeah,
of
but
the
I
doubt.
wonder if they do like a like a reel or something or an ad on Instagram, if people are more likely to like click on it because they see the thing there. They don't know, immediately how much followers you have or whatever. I don't know. That might be a possibility.
Probably. I always feel bamboozled when I click on someone with a check mark and then they're like, I don't know. I feel bamboozled.
Some of the Instagram ads there is no barrier to entry. Some of these bands and music that I see on Instagram, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? It's like 3 14-year-olds. And I keep clicking on the profiles, so I keep getting them. Just like all the Austin, like, shittiest bands ever. And it's really funny, like, the way that people, like, do makeup to make their own Instagram video at home for, like, their 400 followers and their band and showing that. It's like,
Do
I guess-
people still listen to music?
I hope not.
Yeah, music is just podcasts for morons.
Yeah. Oh, you can't handle listening to a 4-hour conversation, you fucking idiot.
You need someone to sing it to you.
Oh, you need something that's 3 minutes?
I only use music as a means to meet and have sex with women. That's what I use it for.
Yeah.
I say, oh, I love Death Cab for Cutie.
You know, that is one of the most common things in the that you can bring up in conversation and everyone will talk about. What kind of music do you like? So if you're ever trying to get laid, fellas,
That's pretty good. I gotta remember that.
say, hey, miss, you ever heard of music?
Yeah, melody. What melody speaks to you?
Yeah, what's your favorite guitar chord?
Yeah, whenever someone asks me my favorite music, I just start listing like popular bands that I like. Not my favorite. I just wanna, it's like, let's just have a conversation about musicians. Ed Sheeran. What do you think about Ed Sheeran? But nobody wants to be seen liking Ed Sheeran.
No, even
So-
though he's very talented.
Yeah.
It'd be funny to like be Ed Sheeran. You're like, my dreams came true, and then you become so famous that everyone secretly has to pretend that they don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Ed Sheeran is like Kevin Hart in comedy?
Yeah, I think it's similar. Once you get so, like, for a general audience that, like, nobody specifically likes you that much. But, I mean, he does have a big fan base. It's just, like, it's just cool to hate him because it's, like, it shows that you're not like everyone else. But that's because he is popular enough where you could theoretically think he is for everyone else.
I used to empathize with like rich people and like famous people getting like hate or whatever, and now that I've been bottom of the barrel, no one gives a fuck about me, and I have no money for long enough. I'm just like, you know what? I don't care anymore. You have a house, you have a career. It's like, get over it. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Wait.
Because
so
people are like, rich people can be sad too. For a long time, my 20s, I was like, totally. And now that I'm 30, I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, stop being sad.
You have no empathy for it.
I'm losing empathy for it. Like, fat. I have no AC. We're about to hit a Texas summer here.
Oh yeah, it's fucking summer coming up again soon.
Empathy goes out the window.
That's fucking.
Like
I
all the
think,
celebrities during COVID, like taking videos of themselves inside their houses, trying to be like sad or whatever. It was just like, what are we talking about?
Let's say each of us get $100 million today. What do you think everyone else is doing? Like,
What do you think you guys are doing?
yeah.
Hmm.
Hans, you're definitely buying
Probably
some
a mech suit, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Something tech based.
Yeah. I feel like you would get one of those, like a hoverboard,
Yeah, like
or one of those things in the ocean where you
things
strap your
Japanese
boots in.
people get,
Oh,
like a
that's
sharper image.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything from sharper image.
Yeah.
I feel like-
Hans buys sharper image.
You'd buy like a Formula One car, and then it would just like sit in your driveway all the time. You'd never drive it, but you just have a cool Formula One car.
You would get like something that it feels good, like fleshlights, and I imagine a lot of lube and like
you think
moist towelettes.
because I'm not a millionaire is the reason I don't have a flashlight? You think that's the barrier to me having a
I
flashlight?
just feel like you need a lot of comfort and feeling homey and safe and cozy.
So I'll buy a Snuggie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that leaves a lot of money left over though.
What if you bought something that people loves a lot, and then you make it into like a comedy club or something?
Oh,
I
like
don't
Joe
know.
Rogan.
Yeah, or like not even like a good comedy club, but like I don't know, like something that people like going to. I don't know, what can I think of? Obviously, not-
Laser tag.
No,
Go-kart.
like I don't know. If you could buy the Capitol, which is impossible, but something of that caliber.
I'm gonna buy the Capitol building and
Capitol?
turn it into a comedy club. That'd be sick.
I'm gonna buy Riverside Drive, and I'm gonna set like mines that I can detonate at any time I want.
If you had like unlimited income like that, it would be fun to just get billboards all around the country and just put whatever you want on them within like the confines of legality, like
Yeah.
just fake advertisements and
I love shit like that.
yeah.
That's so fun. Oh, I would pull so many fucking pranks. I would just destroy people's lives, or
Yeah, you'll
at least
be-
their psychological.
You put like Bucky's on this exit, and there's nothing there. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And then it's just,
Destroy them.
it's just a ramp to a pit.
Be like a roller coaster tycoon.
Francisco would be like Dr. Evil if he had that much money. He'd
Yeah.
just have chairs that went into a fire pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so funny. You guys ever see Rat Race?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's like this scene where these two old women in cars are like selling nuts from their squirrels, and they decide, the people traveling in the car stop and they're like, buy these nuts, and they're like, no, get the fuck out of here. And so they don't, and they're like, which way do we go to get back? And they're like, that way. And then it's like a pit. And they get like murdered, or almost
Yeah.
murdered.
I remember there's a nice naked breast scene in that movie. Even though I think it was PG-13, but I remember being in the theater and you saw a side boob. This girl had like a piercing connected to her nipple and it flashed.
Wow.
Oh,
my
yeah.
fir-
Oh, yeah.
one of my
The guy
first-
with the tongue piercing.
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah.
One of my first titties that I ever saw as a child, and I said, I like that. I'm a fan of that.
You know what I
What a
think they
great
should
movie,
do?
yeah.
Like the electric chair or whatever. Like people that how do you say that? They're gonna kill. The government is gonna kill.
Death row.
Yeah. They should do like an event where they throw like in the zoo in like a bunch of hungry tigers or something, and then people buy tickets,
Yeah.
and then those tickets go to the to the city or whatever. But at least you're having fun, and then you see that guy trying to like survive and he gets eaten.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oh, gladiator warfare would be really great if he had that sort of money. You just build houses with traps and unsolvable puzzles with like timers and snap their jaw or whatever.
or create your own like Squid Games, like real life.
Yeah, exactly. You get a bunch
But
of...
maybe different, like not killing people, but like paintball.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, what'd be a good theme for an escape room is like a terrible comedy club, and then on stage the whole time while you're trying to figure out how to get out, it's just hacky comedy coming from this guy like just ruining your night.
Yeah.
And you're just like panicking to try to get out.
As soon as the host gets on stage, a glue fills the bottom
Yeah.
of the. And then you just get the worst comedians alive
Yeah.
to do a fucking 72-hour show.
Yeah.
You get a bigger and bigger backpack as the show goes on. And you have to. The hallways get narrower.
Yeah. And the comics get worse.
And just cold chicken tenders for you to eat. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. If I had money. Damn.
So, what do you think about the whole Sudan crisis?
There's a crisis in Sudan?
Yeah.
What
They're
happened?
getting everyone out.
What's he being sued for?
What's going on in the news? Wasn't there something big happening in the news
I don't know.
recently?
Dude. Beats the fuck out of me.
Anyway.
Oh,
sure
the
there's
singer of the
something.
1975 apologized to Ice Spice for the comments that he made last week.
Yeah, that was the story.
Yeah. I've been following that one pretty closely.
Yeah, is something big happening in Sudan?
Yeah, some like
Like a natural disaster or
no.
like war?
war.
Ah.
Rebels and the army are fighting.
Wait a minute, there's people fighting in Sudan?
What?
Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about anything. Is that in Africa?
Mm-hmm.
Really? All right. Okay, I know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot happening in the world right now. I like when I bring up like a subject and then like someone's like, I haven't heard of that. Like I don't know anything about it. And it's like, oh, what else do you not know about? Let's talk about everything you don't. Let's talk about how you
I
don't
got
know
a lot.
about things.
Yeah. Dude, hit me. Okay, so the Sudan thing is rebels are fighting against the government and there's
Yeah.
like unrest.
Yeah.
You didn't know
That's
about
the
giant
thing.
sea squid, so I gave you that one.
Didn't know about giant sea squid.
There you
either.
go.
What else is happening? in
Why
the
are
world?
they fighting against the government?
I don't know.
Okay.
They
thought
don't
you
like
were-
the way they're running things.
I thought you were telling me to ask the questions that we didn't know, and you would answer them for us because you're so smart. But
No, I'm just saying like there's people
I'm like,
that are like
Let's pitch this
proud
TV
of not
show.
knowing things.
Francisco asked the questions he didn't know, or Francisco asked the questions. he
well,
didn't
I
know. That's a
don't
great
know
show.
most things.
Just walking into a place and you just asking questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that are the trains still exploding?
Are there child soldiers? Because those are. I mean, it's horrific, but it is fun to think about. Kind of. You know, it's like different size soldiers. Like there's a big one, there's a small one. It's like kind of changed up the battlefield a lot. You know what I mean?
How are
Okay.
we gonna get through this jungle gym?
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems interesting because, like, when you play a video game, there's different types of enemies, right? In Halo, they got the little guys, they got the big guys. So when you fight in Africa, it's like the same thing. You got a squadron of little dudes running at you, and
How
one big ass.
embarrassing would it be to get killed by a kid?
Ah.
And there's, you know how they are on.
They would laugh at you.
What
You
if
know
they
how they
hold-
are in Counter Strike or like
Yeah.
Modern Warfare, or whatever. They're like laughing at you as you die, like, haha, you owned N-word.
Yeah.
What if the whole army is just midgets, and you think it's
Oh.
kids? I don't know.
Midgets would be the best. What you ideally would have is like wasps with AK-47s,
Yeah.
just going. brrr.
I
Have
think you
wasp
put a
wars.
midget in a mech suit,
Yeah.
you got something going. You know,
The
a robot
smallest possible thing, holding a gun. You basically a gun. Just have guns fighting
Yeah.
each other.
Floating guns.
Yeah, and you can just do a simulation. Be like, who would win? Okay,
and
you win the
heads.
war.
That would be a better way to do it. War is just
Who can buy the most guns?
yeah, and then you do like a virtual battle,
Yeah.
and then that decides the fate of the other.
Why don't you just flip a coin?
I think
Yeah.
power slap would be a good way to decide. Just get your biggest guy, our biggest guy. They're just gonna slap each other in the face until one of them falls over.
We're looking for
Oh,
someone
yeah.
who's been practicing on their wife for years.
Yeah.
The best slapper.
I just feel like power
Put in
slap's good for
10,000
everyone.
hours.
Well, you don't think once everyone has just robots that it's gonna be like playing a video game because everybody's just gonna be in some room just controlling the robots and
Well,
just
hopefully, if we have robots, we can learn how to get along.
yeah.
What do you think AI is gonna? Do you think that's gonna slip out of control? kill
I
us all.
hope so.
You hope so?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like we're really representing anything besides like greed and like evil. So like, what is the point of our civilization if we're just gonna be like sentient, evil, greedy, selfish beings?
Why are you saying that, Hans? You don't
'Cause
feel loved?
I feel like that's what our society is like right now. I just don't like it. I don't like the way it is, and I'm not gonna like be like, oh, it's better just to feel good.
Do you think
Mhm.
there's a possibility of changing things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's really unpleasant. I think it's like unstable the way we have it now. Like nobody would feel good about this if they're being honest.
You're giving me real
Yeah.
John Connor vibes right now, Hans.
Are you like rich people are too rich, or what's the?
Yeah. Yeah, they have too much, and they're like in the 70s they were like, we're just going to make this whole society about making ourselves happier. And we're just going to use people as cattle to get rich.
So how do you topple that down?
Solidarity, collective action, you know, using our numbers to fight their wealth.
You're sounding like a North Korean right now.
Well,
Are you-
North Korea would benefit from toppling.
Are you more into like communism or socialism, or what's your ideal structure?
I feel like those are just like unpleasant words that people like have
Say
their
it
mind
wasn't.
out about.
Say it wasn't bastardized. Like,
I would just say like have as few people at McDonald's in the executive class and more people as workers, and just pay the workers instead of the executives, because like that's just wasteful. That's not efficient.
Do you think the workers are gonna enjoy their job more at McDonald's if they make more money?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in Denmark.
They'll be like, I'll make this burger like I mean it.
Yeah. And then they'll be able to put up with bullshit more if you're getting paid.
Yeah, but again, robots, you're probably not gonna need workers as much anymore.
oh, that's gonna be so weird when like most of the manual labor jobs are gone,
Yeah.
and with that ChatGPT shit, it's like, is our job gonna be gone? It's gonna get good work and write
Yeah.
better jokes than us.
Yeah. And
It's
people are just going to be
almost there now.
downloading jokes.
Yeah.
They'll be like, give me all the ideas. This is, eating a fucking watermelon is like having sex with an
Yeah.
Asian man.
So then it's
Damn, that's so
basically
true,
less
dude. It
about
is.
jokes and more about being a great performer and popular
And physical.
and physical.
Yeah.
Everything the robots can't do yet.
Yeah, I feel like with AI, you're gonna be like, okay, I want to laugh nonstop for 20 minutes, and it's just gonna create something, and you're just gonna laugh uncontrollably for 20 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That could be it, really. Like, they
Like
just know
Nathan
you
for
so
you.
well, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
Francisco would laugh at this for
Speak-
20 minutes.
Mhm.
And then you pull off your headphones or whatever, and you're like, okay, I'm good. I can live another day in this hellscape.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it'd be like, oh, I know you expect me to be funny right now, so I'm not going to do it. But whoa, watch out. A lady bending over to pick something up gets pantsed, and then some monkey sticks their finger in her vagina. That's what I think
Yeah.
you'd laugh at.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that does sound pretty funny.
That sounds horrible.
I wrote a one-liner today, but I want
No,
Are you testing out bits? That's what Paul's
Yeah.
job is.
no robot's ever gonna write better jokes than me, dude. I'm like John Henry.
I want Dylan to read it and then trash it if it's bad.
I'll beat the machine.
How come my dog doesn't understand my Spanish? But when I open the jar of peanut butter, she knows it's time to eat my asshole.
Okay, I like that one.
I like-
I like that one a lot.
That's good.
Thumbs up.
Can I give you a bit to read, Francisco?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is my
I feel like
this
you're
is
gonna
Christmas
give me the
morning
finger.
for me,
Oh.
dude.
You guys have your bits on paper. I like how you do it on the notebook. Or note cards. That's kind of funny.
This is Christmas morning.
Well, I
for
wrote
me.
it today, and I was like, okay, there's something here, maybe. I don't know.
I heard it yesterday.
Wait, I said it yesterday for the first time on stage, and then
Yeah.
I wrote it on a flashcard
So you wrote it physically today.
Yeah,
but
because
you
it's
came
a-
up with it yesterday.
because it's a one-liner. So it's like, oh, I might not use it, but I thought it was funny.
Do you bring the cards up there, Francisco?
Sometimes it depends. If it's something like this where
Papeles? Do you bring your
where it just came on, like they came on the spot.
identification with you?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So, how about this joke? It's amazing that people talk when the alternative is not talking, which is amazing.
I like it.
Yeah. Probably needs a couple lines after, but I like
Yeah.
the premise a lot. And
Like when you're in an elevator and you're just enjoying the sound of the machine and someone's like, so where are you from? It's like, I don't want to hear your disgusting organic body pushing air through your soft esophagus.
yeah. Are you AI? Hans Kim is AI. He doesn't need things like breathing anymore. Breathing is distracting.
I'm nervous. I don't want to do one that's gonna bomb. I would feel bad about myself.
It's okay.
Okay. Check this out. Francisco.
There's a lot of build up to this. How long ago did you write this bit? How far in
Well,
your
that's
phone?
like-
is
that-
I wrote this 4 years ago.
That's
Bill
paragraph.
Clinton is such an asshole.
Okay, I'm just
William
gonna
Taft.
I'm just gonna have to I'm just gonna have you read this top portion.
Okay. I have a special ability, a superpower, really, where I can tell if any soup tastes good. Soup Professor Xavier, seriously, you give me any soup and using only taste buds and opinions. Fuck, bro, I suck. It was
No, keep going.
okay. Soup Professor Xavier, seriously, you give me any soup and using only taste buds and opinions alone, I'm able to decipher which soup tastes good. I made chicken noodle and spoiler alert, it tastes good. It's a gift. It's a great power, but an even greater responsibility. Dylan, the White House is on fire. How's this cream of chicken soup? It's pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
shit. Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like you were testing my ability to read in English.
I felt really fucked up. Do you, so like next time, because you don't speak Spanish, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It would be so sad if English was
Yeah,
my
that would be
first
really
language.
fucked up.
It would sound like this, and I
He's like,
struggle
wait,
for no
Francisco, have you
reason.
been retarded this
There
whole
are
time?
people like that. When I was a
Yeah.
kid, like there'd be people that couldn't speak English or Korean well.
Yeah.
Be like, damn, you
Damn.
just
Well, when I
have
moved
a
to-
broken brain.
Yeah, when I moved here, my dad used to tell me, "You're forgetting Spanish and you're not learning any English," which feels like what's going on.
Damn.
My dad told me that I'm under no circumstances learning any Spanish as well. So
Yeah, for a different reason.
Learning is communist. But yeah, I mean, I think like you know, you're in America and you're just like speaking English a lot. You're not speaking Spanish, and I think like some people like they have it in their mind like, oh, talking is when I do this, and they never change it. So like when I talk like this, and this is the rhythm, and I'm never gonna change it, and I'm just gonna substitute in English words to this rhythm that I have. So it's like I feel like people that are good at languages are like they're like kind of insulting the language that they speak, because they're like, oh, you see, soy from Espanol, oh yeah, and you gotta like pretend to like be like a Mexican.
Yeah. You gotta. That's what I always thought about learning Japanese. Is yeah, because if you don't speak like that, that's also like not good. You know, like in order to like give the Japanese respect, you really have to get
Arigato.
Japanese with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what is offensive? Am I doing just a caricature of their
Yeah,
what I
because
think they sound like?
maybe if you did like Anime Girl, it would be better. instead.
I think because the common notion is like if you speak unbroken, right, you're gonna sound like the people that actually speak the language. So that's why, like, I have a lot of friends that they learn English and they were always trying to talk like, you know, hello, my name is Francisco. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
you
like
gotta
trying like
embody.
extra. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes it's insulting when people learn Asian languages and they're like, I'm like, oh, this is what you think about Asians? It's like, tee hee hee. Like girls that are like, I love Asia because I'm like a cute little, and I
Yeah.
act like a baby.
With the cat filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like our culture
It's
is
like you can you can
violent.
laugh in your native tongue. You don't have to laugh like hee hee hee.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Out of us four Hans, rate us all most racist to least racist.
Oh no.
Francisco, number one racist.
You are definitely
Yeah.
number one, Hans.
Well, I mean, am I included in this?
I learned
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you're included in this.
How am I racist?
Well, the same way you're rating me being racist, because I feel like you're rating me based off my stand-up.
I feel like you're just honest about race. You're just like, oh, Mexicans are oily, people.
That's not what I said.
You guys ever notice that school buses?
That's not what I
school
say.
buses are yellow.
I love Mexicans.
School buses are yellow, and also the people who usually do really good at school are
School buses?
as well. Yeah.
Because we're the same color as the buses that take us there.
Yeah. You ever notice that? Is
Well,
that on purpose?
soon they're gonna be red because
All the blood.
shootings.
So you got Francisco in number one, most
Yeah.
racist. Then who's 2, 3, 4? And
I
yourself
feel
was
like,
included.
Oh,
I've transcended race. Personally.
Some
I
people
feel
are
like
better
I'm
at
racist.
hiding the fact of not being racist.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just don't think about it. Like white people are good at just having blank spots where they're just like, oh, not gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
Gotta
I'm really
move
good
on.
at
Yeah,
that. I'm
yeah.
so good at that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I might be the best at that.
Let's do this. Who do you think? Whose parents you think are the most racist?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because that's how you were raised.
Yeah, your parents, I feel like, would be a lot racist.
My parents?
Yeah,
Why?
because they have to be race realists to survive, and also when they're coming from, a country that isn't in the first world, then it's like you are more brutal and you take more joy out of the more primal racism.
Okay.
I think I'm putting Hans as number one racist now. From
was a racist
Francisco's
thing
third
to
world
say.
dirty country, you wouldn't know any better.
You love the simple, stupid games of racism.
I wish I could stay and talk about how I feel about all the races, but
Yeah.
I unfortunately have to go.
No, Paul.
Paul's the most racist because he refuses to engage in the conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul is like, I didn't know Latinos or black people existed until I moved to Austin 1 year ago.
I only deal with the corporeal form now. I don't really deal with it on a human
You're not
level.
racist if you never have to see or deal with other races.
That is true. Paul's the most enlightened of all of us.
I like Muslims.
Paul takes the lead.
Yeah.
Some of them, I guess.
Kill streak.
Where are you going?
I gotta go to Vulcan. I gotta work.
Oh, okay. Like physically work or stand up?
I'm working the door over there.
Nice.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now's your chance to sneak into the Vulcan. Paul's working the door.
Hell
Please
yeah.
Come by. Shoot me in the head.
What's going on at the Vulcan?
Oh, there's a show tonight I'm doing. It's the one where you do 7 minutes sober and then 7 minutes high.
Is that drunk versus?
No, different show.
Yeah.
I guess this is just a weed smoking show. I love that drunk versus high though.
Yeah.
I always get drunk and I always fucking kill
Hell yeah.
when I'm drunk, and then when I'm sober I suck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's generally my.
Do you really
aura.
see like a difference in like you always go drunk on stage or?
No. I think I'm funnier and a better person when I'm drunk.
When you're more loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not so thinking about yourself.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, or like what people think of me.
Yeah.
When I got a few in me, I'm like, oh, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Why can't you do that when you're sober?
I wish. I
Yeah,
knew
it's
how.
hard.
Why?
It is hard because you're more in your head and you're more aware of your feelings and all of that. Alcohol
Well, can't
kinda-
you just force yourself not to?
Yeah, you can. I mean, but it's not as easy as it sounds. Because also it happens to me. Like if I have a few drinks, I feel like a little bit more loose. You know, if I'm super sober, I'm more thinking like, oh shit, my sets and like, this pressure. Oh, I need to kill or whatever. But then I end up not being as
I mean, I feel like if you're gonna torture your body and drink, you might as well try to force yourself to act drunk. But I think also like when you're sober, it's like fuck, like I could force myself to think this different way, but then what's the point? And then I get all Eeyore-ish. So I feel like if you could just find a way to just be like, hey, fuck the Eeyore part, let's just act drunk right now. And maybe like that's kind of annoying, like someone who isn't drunk but is acting drunk, and then you can do more shitty things.
Yeah,
because you're not drunk.
Well, it becomes more like putting an act. Like, you know, I'm just gonna pretend like I'm loose
like
or whatever.
Like you're an insecure person at a party, just passing out to get attention. And
right.
I got drunk the other week and punch Francisco.
Yeah. Very hard.
I didn't think it was that hard.
I thought you were like angry for real. So
Really?
it kind of like hurt my feelings for a second. But then I saw you go outside and punch Ray extremely hard as well. And I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one. He's just drunk.
That's what I do. If I like you and I'm shit faced, I'll like hurt you.
And he was like, he was like, I like you, man. And he kept saying that, and he kept like punching me. And
wow.
I thought he was like being sarcastic, and he was saying like, I hate you, like I did something that I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what did I do? Like,
but it's really, I was excited to see him.
Yeah.
it was during South by Southwest, and you were very drunk.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you were very drunk until like after I started like observing you, because I felt like a little like hurt or whatever, my feelings more than anything. And then I'm like, oh yeah, he's just shit faced. So I felt better about that. And for a very selfish reason, I felt good when you punched Ray.
Is that how you think like a guy that gets murdered by a serial killer would feel? Be like, oh, thank God it's not just me. He's doing it to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was like just kind of like softly punching you, but he wasn't realizing how much force he was putting into his heavy hands.
I'm like Lenny, dude. I'm like, where are the rabbits? I saw my friend.
Yeah.
You could get Dylan to assassinate people just by being like, hey, you see that guy? That guy's your friend. Go say hi to him.
Yeah. Give him a hug and just like oh shit. I mean, I've seen you drunk a couple times. We've all seen each other drunk a couple times. What's the main vibe of everybody? Hans, you like, you keep pretty cool. You say some wild shit.
Should we get fucked up tonight?
Yeah.
Probably should.
Let's do a part 2 to this podcast.
I think there's
Just
a very
don't shit.
fine line
Yeah.
because once you get too drunk, then you going on stage is a fucking mess.
Yeah.
You know, you don't. It's like it could get
Yeah,
pretty
it's
ugly.
fun if it's like, oh, this guy's having a good time, but then it's like, oh, this guy's incompetent and he can't.
Yeah, and you're not respecting whatever you're doing or the audience or anything because you're just like, yeah, you know, fuck you or whatever. Have a big dick. Or
Yeah,
you're like,
and then you go to your jokes out of weakness.
yeah.
Out of panic.
You guys didn't laugh. Oh.
Yeah.
It sucks. I'm like the funniest when I'm not doing my material.
Yeah.
And then I go back into it and it's like, fuck, I hate this shit.
Yeah. It
I
feels
used to love your
Yeah.
sets at Bus Meal. Like on
Oh,
Friday, you were like drunk, and you were just like, you could tell you were just like having fun.
That was a blast.
Oh yeah,
Did you ever
Yeah.
go to that?
you were
Hans?
just
Yeah.
fucking crush.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was a great. I am so pissed that that's gone now.
Yeah, it was like the Friday show.
Why? They didn't want it? I feel like the bar didn't want it.
All the people who worked there did because they got more tips and more business. But yeah, I think
Like the regulars.
I don't know who it was, but there was a noise complaint. That's what it boiled down to.
On Riverside, relax.
Yeah, exactly. And it was from someone playing their guitar. It wasn't even one of the comics.
So there's no performances.
Yeah, no Friday or Saturday mic.
Only Tuesday?
I guess.
That's such
I'm sure they have
backwards.
other shows and
Yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah, that's too
Yeah.
bad. But yeah, it's crazy. Like you can tell how long a mic is gonna last by the way the bar treats you.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and similarly how comics treat the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys remember fucking Romo Room?
Oh yeah.
And then that guy fucking just said fuck everyone
he
online.
He ended on a weird note.
Yeah.
He was like
What, the guy that owned
he
it?
was pretty liked
Yeah.
throughout everything. It's like
Yeah.
you're winning the race, and then on the last fucking stray, you just decide to go like this to the audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like
exactly.
killing, and then you're like, N-word, fuck you, bye.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And then someone has
That's
to
what
clean
it
that
felt like.
shit
I
up.
saw that post. I was like, oh, I liked you.
I thought
Yeah.
you liked us.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't
Or it's
know
like
that.
that in the bicycle race where the guy first falls and then everyone behind follows.
Yeah, that's exactly what it He just biffed it for no reason. He just went,
Yeah, it's like fuck you guys, ungrateful fucks or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, it was literally, it was that wild.
I still want to think that he just had a moment because he was a very nice guy.
He was nice. And
It's
now-
hard to run a club when you're not there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. And like they got mad at people for not staying for the open mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's an open mic.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, like running a mic is brutal for everyone.
Yeah, you shouldn't try to monetize mics.
No, not here. Although I do like the system of everyone. So in LA, they had this place called the Fourth Wall, and it was $5 for 5 minutes, but it only lasted. The mic was 50 minutes total, so it was like 50 minutes to an hour, and then you would stay for the whole mic.
Is this in Los Angeles?
Mhm.
And is like in a tent during the pandemic?
No, well, yeah, they had a tent one too. They had a bunch of them, but even before the pandemic, they were going. And I agree with not doing the $5 thing, but it was nice being like, okay, I can be at a mic from 4 to 5, and that's exactly how long I'll be there, and I'll get up.
Yeah. And especially like if you have money and you have a job and you're like, I have money, what I don't have is time and patience to deal with. But if you're a comedian, you probably don't have money because like if you want to be doing it,
Yeah.
like you won't.
You
probably-
kind of have to be broke in
Yeah.
the beginning, unless you're getting money from other ways.
Yeah. So like nepotism, people have an advantage, and then like people that are unemployed and good at being
Yeah.
beggars.
Yeah, but you don't think like the patience that you build or whatever is kind of like a discipline that you have to. It's kind of like a skill that you have to. I guess you get from the mics,
Yeah,
from
I
going,
mean-
from driving to shitty places and waiting
Yeah.
for 3 hours
Yeah.
and performing in front of 4 people and
Yeah,
shit like
that's
that.
definitely one way you can develop, but I don't think that's the only way. And if that helps you, you should use that to help you. But I don't think if you're creating a comedian in an ideal environment, I don't think like putting more suffering in is good. I think it's just like that's what we have to deal with, so we just get used to it and use it to better ourselves.
But I also think like when something doesn't go as planned or whatever, a show, you're like, man, I've done shittier shit before. It's kind of like a way of thinking about it, like in a positive way, I guess.
It is
But-
true. Sometimes I have nights where, like, it'll just line up and I bomb like the first 2 or 3 shows, or like in my head a bomb, and then by that like 3rd or 4th show, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about anything, and it's hilarious,
Yeah. Yeah.
because the access to that pain. I would always like before an important show or audition, as I would go to like a couple hell mics before, and just get all the bomb out, and then when you go up, it feels like such a breeze in comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is interesting because, bombing at mics before can, if you haven't been doing stand up for a long time, it can really, like remove your confidence and be like, fuck, I don't think I'm funny anymore. Why am I doing this show? But then once you get the first laugh, you're like, okay. You're like, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Like doing a mic.
No, like saying like you do 2 shitty mics or 2 shitty shows before like a real, like important show.
Yeah.
If you bumped or whatever, there's not like an audience. That if your confidence is not how can I say that? Like it can take your
So,
confidence away.
Yeah. and you're like not delivering your jokes as well, and
Yeah, like you know they used to do like this 1 minute mic before Kill Tony,
yeah,
and I did it like twice, and I would always bomb because it's only comics, and they've
it's
all
in the middle of a bar.
they've
It's
all
loud.
yeah, and it's like, bro, like now I'm signing up for Kill Tony. I have no confidence in that minute.
This is a mic where we destroy the show Kill Tony by ruining people's confidence, and everyone that goes up is sad. And
Yeah, so I think it's a bad idea to do the minute mic.
is this still going
I
on?
don't know. Well, there's two takes. Yeah, it is. They do it at sunset now. But there's two takes. It's a bad idea if you're trying to get confidence on that 1 minute, but it's a good idea about what Dylan is saying, like just kind of like warming up and, you know, whatever, and getting the bomb out of the way. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you understand how to take it in, if you do the set and you're like, oh, this is what it's gonna be, and this is how I should take
Yeah.
it, then it's good. My girlfriend has been helping me a lot with like, whenever I'm about to go up at a shitty mic, she's like, "Are you gonna get mad at them? Are you gonna be in a good mood?" I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't think about that."
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
That is good to hear.
yeah.
Because sometimes it's like just that makes them like you pull out of it. I notoriously do that.
Yeah,
where I'll
because it's a
just go-
fucking show. The whole
Yeah.
point of it is to like fucking perform and have a good time. So if you're not wanting to be there, and they like resent you for it, like it's like, what's the point? The whole like we could not do this then.
Yeah.
So like if it's a show, then let's operate under the assumption that you want to be here and I want to be here,
Yes.
which is I think a better way to do it. And I think it's easy to lose that in mics where it's like nobody really wants to be here.
Yeah, but again, I think it helps you build that muscle in like, how do I get their attention and keep them engaged?
Yeah, what do they want to hear?
Because the attention span is just so short. So if you're like
well, in front of like a real audience, they're like, okay, I see where you're going. Oh, take me on a journey with you. But at an open mic, they're like,
Yeah.
get to it.
Yeah.
Fucking
Like,
give
what
me what I
else?
need.
yeah.
Give me my fucking juice.
Yeah. I
So
feel
then
that,
you're like, what do they want to hear?
I feel that's why all the first jokes or whatever are like such like, you know, one-liner type deal, like setup punch.
Yeah, you got to get them quick with that first laugh. And that first laugh is like how they're going to respond to your rhythm.
Yeah. That's how Pete Lee would describe building his like late night sets, is starting with shorter jokes at the beginning and then eventually his bits get longer in the set. But then Steve Martin talks about trying to get people to laugh even before you say anything, and I think there's a lot of truth in that. Or like
Mhm.
how you were saying, Francisco, like setting the tone or like
Yeah.
gets you on the rhythm,
Yeah.
them on the rhythm beforehand. That first few, like that first 10 seconds is so important.
Yeah. I think Jordan is very good at that.
Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very good at like when he goes on stage, getting the audience to get into his rhythm before even him opening his mouth, and they're already like, you know, engaged and, you know, giggling. They're ready, and it's like everybody just came to him instead of him coming to the audience.
Yeah, he's like, the first laugh is very important. Like that's where they establish that I'm funny, and then you can go from there.
I also do like the comedians though that started off really like poorly and dig themselves out of something.
Yeah.
That's really cool too.
Yeah. Like that short guy that's been on Kill Tony a couple times. He does that. He's like, oh, you guys all look like you're here to catch a train. And then he like turns it into something funny.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because he's not like saying that to denigrate the audience or to like, you know, use that to boost himself. Be like, oh, so I'm gonna bomb. It's okay. He's just saying that like as a noticing thing, and then he's like gonna use that to like riff on it, and like he's a good riffer.
That's cool. That's
Who's
really
who's
good.
who's that guy?
I don't know. He's short.
Short guy.
On Kill Tony, white guy, bearded. But yeah, I think it's good to do different kind of shows, but I think it's good to do good shows more than bad shows.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's more like real comedy, and you can actually go with ideas, and you have control. Like, bad shows are good if you don't know what you're doing, and you can just like bounce off of them and figure out what they want. But if you have like a goal and a plan, you can take them to like heights, and you can like expand upon what you're already saying. So I think good shows, there's a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Little Boy so much, is I feel like it's like a perfect mix of the two. It's a good show, like it's always like sold out and stuff, but then at the same time, that room does require like work. So it's like it's kind of working both
Yeah.
of those muscles at the same time.
Yeah, the audience has a lot of power there.
Yeah.
They can unionize and be like, we're all not laughing at that together.
I was hosting this week, and I was there was a couple times where they were like, oh shit, you know. But I love the short jokes in between.
Yeah.
And also that's a good exercise in, you know, because that show can be 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours.
Yeah.
Of like, how do you keep someone liking you, them seeing you like 10 seconds at a time over 4 hours, 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah. They're like, what are you doing up here? Do you need to be up here?
Right.
You're just wasting our time making us like you. What a waste of likes. We could have liked someone else.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's like you're at the fucking
back.
show. Relax.
Yeah.
This is the fucking show you signed up for.
Right.
You're getting what you paid for, bitch.
We're not doing this for no reason.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a comedy show before? This is how all of them work.
You fucking... Yeah.
When you have to do round robin, it's such a pain in the ass because you got to be like, who's up next?
Yeah.
And then if you have a host, you're like, oh, he can just change the show at a moment's notice.
Yeah, you don't know, and then it's always like some guy from fucking Ohio that is important somehow.
And you can't fuck it up.
Yeah. Oh, your name's Mike Kramskanoon? Yeah. Like, be sure to remember that as I'm focusing on my own shit.
Yeah, really, you should just be able to say, give it up for your next comedian. Yeah. And then they come
And
out.
then Dave Chappelle comes
yeah.
on.
Yeah, it's like, who gives a shit what
Yeah.
his name is before you? And then, like, the credits thing. I think the credits thing only gets the stupidest audience members to be like, oh, he's been on Comedy Central. Let's pay attention now.
Those fucking long ones. I got one. I was doing some Moon Tower stuff, and they would hand you these index cards of the person's introduction, so that you could memorize it before, you know. And this one lady, it was literally like 3 sentences. It was like, this next comic you've seen on the Ohio, and and she's also got a show at 800 Congress this coming Saturday at 7:30. You've seen her on the Tonight Show, the Late Show with James Corden, the Tonight Show with Jimmy, and it's like, yo, I'm just gonna say Comedy Central.
Yeah, everything is Comedy Central.
Yeah.
It's comedy, and it's centrally located in a
And
radio.
people recognize that, and they say, oh, that's the thing.
Yeah, who's gonna
Yeah.
remember? Oh, she has a show. Let's remember the date and time.
And why do
Yeah.
I have to say the Late Show with James Corden?
Yeah.
Say the Late Show, or even the Late Show, I'll give you. As if anyone gives a fuck. You know?
Right.
Well, I feel like it could be good if it was like an official thing, like if it was like a commencement and.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, if we
the
were
right
at the Mark
context.
Twain Awards,
Yeah.
then that introduction would make sense.
But at a comedy
Yeah.
show, you can be like,
Yeah.
next up is this bitch.
Yeah.
Well,
She was literally running a 6-minute set.
I think that, you know, I think one credit
Yeah.
is helpful in a long show where people are like, oh, you know, it's time to leave. And then they hear Comedy Central. Okay, let me just stay one more and watch
Right.
whatever
but
this
that's-
fucker
I feel
has
like
to
that's the
offer.
wrong energy.
I know, yeah. I know, but, you know, sometimes you need some shit to keep the audience there for the next comic.
Yeah, it does help
Yeah.
if you're like, oh, this guy's been on Comedy Central. Let me pay attention.
Yeah.
Or like, let me not go to the bathroom for this guy.
Yeah.
And then the next guy is like, Netflix, okay, let me just stay for this one too.
I've been doing this intro for John Heff that I really like, where I go up and I say this, and I've been working on different variations, but I basically say, this next comic is a piece of shit. He's been accused of many things, none of them good. And
you did that for John.
Anyway, yeah, like Smeagol, fucking loser. Anyway, give it up for, or hold your applause for someone better, ladies and gentlemen. The squirrel rapist, John Haft.
I was there. It was funny.
I just bury him in shit, and I think it's more fun to the audience because they're like, oh, he's obviously joking, but he's got like a personal relationship with this guy.
Yeah.
And that's like it sets up a dynamic. And John Heft's like, you know, looks like golden child, you know, fucking goofball. So they never like believe that what I'm saying is true, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there and I remember thinking the same thing. Like that's, you know, the audience can tell that you guys are probably very close off stage, and it was pretty cool. In a way, almost better than saying Netflix.
Yeah,
but,
because then there's like a expectation where like, oh, this guy is gonna be a cool guy. Just he's gonna be friends with, like, when you're introducing your friend. Yeah, it's like it's not gonna be some professional business set. It's gonna be like he's gonna be in the moment, and he's not gonna make things too weird because he's present.
Yeah, it's so much more fun.
Yeah, and you were also, you know,
everybody.
giggling.
Yeah.
People knew you were joking. It was great. How do you feel about like having like co-hosting at the same time? Because I've seen you do that too.
I have fun doing it with Jeffrey Berner because he's like a weird fuck about it, and I like that. It does make it a little different.
It's just so much more of a production, and then people are like, oh, you're like forcing yourself to go up there. It's like it's a whole thing. Like if it's just one person, it's like, oh, this is the smallest number of people necessary.
Yeah, it is the minimum. It's definitely a different challenge. I fuck with hosting a lot. I like it.
Yeah, I think it makes you a lot better because it makes you like focus. It makes you be like part of the show.
Yeah, you got to listen to the other people's set, and like there's things that you pick up on, and you know that like, oh, this person said this thing and it bombed, and they haven't forgot that yet. I'm gonna re-bring that up.
Well, when I host, I try not to bring up anything negative. I try to be like, this guy is amazing, that guy.
Yeah.
If I make fun of them, it's not really about something negative. But how do you bring up a bomb like that? Because
Well,
I've never.
I address it. I go, wow.
Yeah.
And then they usually laugh.
Really?
Yeah. Well, specifically at the Comedy Mothership open mic,
Yeah.
because when it's like the people on the open mic, it's like, you know, there's so many people that like.
Right, but then if you start doing that, you gotta do, and someone bombs even more, and then someone bombs even more. You're just saying like you're just talking about bombs the whole night.
But that doesn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's good because it reminds the audience, you know, there's real comics or better comics coming up in the near future, you know.
And that guy is a good comic. Maybe he just had a bad set.
No,
Yes,
and
correct.
by him addressing it and the audience laughing, they're laughing. So they are kind of also, you know, getting a little bit
Yeah.
of their money's
But
worth.
I also think it sets the audience up to be like, oh, let's see if this guy bombs or kills. It's very binary. And I feel like Jeffrey Berner, you know, like he might not get as big. I'm not saying he murders all the time, but someone weird, like he might not get the big laughs, but it's still like artistically a beautiful thing that happened. So I feel like it sets the audience up to be like, kill, bomb.
Well, see, that's the thing is when it's something artistic, I don't say that.
Yeah,
but when it's
right.
just like some guy who comes up and like, there's
That's
this guy
funny.
on the mic. Where
I'll
the
try
first
that
one,
next
he
time.
said it was like, he went up and immediately said like, faggot something, but like without a joke behind it. And then so after I said, all right, that was our last gay comedian of the night, and then they all laughed. But like in those scenarios where it's like 40 plus people, I like.
Well,
fucking with
last
them.
gay comedian isn't even an insult. That could be a positive thing.
Yeah. I guess tone has a lot to do with it.
As long as you give them an out to be like, you can laugh at this without being too negative, I feel like it's good.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
someone bombed yesterday, and I was like, give it up for that person. She's a liberal.
I bet they got a big laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so. Saying it now, I'm like, is that funny?
Dude, I was, you know, because at that open mic at Mothership, you know, there's like 40 people on the show a night at least. And there was one, sometimes I just don't think of something clever. And so one of them I just said, this next comic is a woman. And
Liz.
yeah. How'd you know about that?
I was there.
Who?
Really?
About who?
Oh, yeah.
Liz
Yes,
Splat.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, I guess it's a woman." But that's the thing. It's like that's funny, but like the audience isn't able to make the correct response to that because they're like, "Okay, we're getting ready to clap. Oh wait, he said something funny. I guess we'll clap then."
Oh, so that's the thing that I find the challenge is like it feels repetitive saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for."
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's
give
a
it up
rhythm.
for limited account, but
Yeah.
it's like, fuck, I gotta figure out other things to say than like, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for.
Yeah.
But they need to give it up for.
Yeah.
Or do you think they know, like 10 comics in, that that's the rhythm, that's the routine?
Yeah. I never thought about it, but I guess that is the phrase "give it up for" because it's like been on Netflix, and Comedy Central. Give it up for John Heft.
Yeah.
What else could you say? Comedy Central and Netflix. It's John Heft.
Yeah.
You can say that.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Put
like,
your hands
there's
together
not,
for.
Put
Yeah.
your hands. Yeah.
Put your
Welcome to
hand-
the stage.
Yeah.
But I think it's just better to say the name because I don't like being like, "Come on, guys, clap, everybody, come on." Come
I
on."
know.
Unless you do it like and you own it like Tony does, where he goes on stage and you know what he does.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, he just like makes people clap, and it's funny because that's like his personality too.
Yeah. That is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comedy sucks.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like, why am I changing myself so much for these people?
Yo, I feel I've had some fucking terrible bombs at Mothership, but it's been nice having that pressure back again, even though it sucks sometimes. It feels like the pressure of the Comedy Store all over again in terms of like performing and how did I do and like all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
There's like like I feel like a new comic again
Mhm.
there, It feels like, oh shit, like I'm not even close to how funny I thought I was.
How do you treat like newer bits at the Mothership? Do you bring them up there or?
Not really. I haven't found my confidence in there yet, which is a weird catch-22 because like usually those times where when you have like a new bit to say and you're just like saying it because it's fun and then it works, it's like I haven't found that comfort yet at Comedy Mothership to go up and do those sets because you want to do well, but at the same time sometimes to do well you need to be more free, so it's like this
Mhm.
weird cycle that I haven't
Yeah.
quite tapped into yet.
Yeah. 'Cause I even see like bigger comics. I see them going, a Little Boy, and they are still doing like their, shit that works at the beginning and at the end, and they're kind of like sneaking in their new stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
So but like compared to like a whatever open mic, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do all of this new shit because I'm excited about it. You're not like. But over there, it feels like you want to like play it a little bit more safe, like because there's that pressure there.
Totally.
So,
What do you think, Hans?
Well, I don't really do other sets a lot. I mean, I only do new stuff that I know pretty well, yeah. And some of the new stuff is more reliable than the old stuff because, like, I tell them better.
you're more
So,
excited.
Yeah, and I'm more present for it, and that sets the tone for the rest of the set. So sometimes it's, like, the best move to do
So
new stuff.
do you test them at your own shows?
Yeah, sometimes.
Do you put them in the middle, or do you do them up top? Or
I do it up top.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, if it's an up top kind of thing, like something about Austin or something about the weather, local thing, I feel like, or something in the news works good up top.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, this is all going to be just about, like if they say something about something that happened recently, then they're like, oh, this whole set is about just came up with recently.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it does bring it like this guy is current, and this is like who he is because he's talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it puts you more in the forefront in the present. So, I think it's good. Sometimes it's good to do a bit that you know works in the beginning, just so you get them on board. But I don't know. I feel like even if you bomb with a new joke, they can see that you're being authentic, and hopefully, if it's a good audience, they'll give you some slack. But yeah, it sucks if you bomb with a new joke up top,
Yeah.
and then you're like, you have to salvage the rest of the set.
Dude, my first 2 sets at Mothership were bombs and Little Boy on like amazing lineups, and I went after all these killers, and I just saw set killers in the back of the room like 3 minutes in stand up and walk out, and I was like, oh
my
no,
God.
devastated.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the worst, when someone walks out on you.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
You can also
I've
see
had
that door
enough.
open when you're on stage. You see
Yeah,
that
I
door
know.
open.
That's so funny because, like, in the Little Boy room, you see it's pitch black, and then you just see
The door of sadness.
Yeah, a ream of light, and you're like, no.
the light of bombing.
Yeah, it's a different sort of light. You know, I always notice that door, like on either, because they got either side doors on the back. And then you just see the door open, and after like a bad joke, you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah. The whole point of your set, when you're doing comedy in that room, all you're trying to do is keep that door still.
Yeah.
Everyone's.
Well, the thing is
Nobody-
that the tricky part is that there's sometimes people walking from one door to another.
Yeah.
But you get almost like, is there someone that is walking through, or was it a person already there? and
Was
he's
it a
walking
waiter?
out?
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you gotta chalk it up to a waiter.
But that's how you know also that you're bombing, because you're paying attention to that door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because if you're in the
Exactly.
flow and you're killing, you're not. You're just like, you're present with whatever the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm killing, it feels like kind of like a dream where you like, oh, have I been on stage that long? You know, kind of like a state of like hypnosis.
Yeah.
It feels like it goes by very quickly
Yeah.
when I'm doing well.
Yeah.
And then when it's going bad, I'm like,
Yeah.
the door,
Yeah.
the way that customer clinked his glass.
Yeah, the door is like you're having a dream about someone giving you a blowjob, and then you wake up.
Right.
You're like, fuck.
Yeah, just
Damn,
like that.
That sucks.
And then the other is haunting.
Yeah.
I've been thinking like the Little Boy room is so fascinating to me because like, I guess like the challenge of it. Like, have you guys ever seen Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the scene where like all these friends go into the maze and there's like trumpets in the background, like, yeah, we're doing it, and then we all walk in and then the walls change and we're all alone and it's like
Wait, when you step on stage?
sometimes, you know, and then some demented person in the corner trying to kill you or whatever. It's like, it is so funny, and then you just like hear the trumpets fade away in the background.
That's
and,
such a funny scene.
Yeah.
Man, last time I performed at Little Boy, I realized that the stage is way bigger than what I thought. Initially, I thought it was this size. And then last time I realized it was like the size of this table.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
entire time I
But
thought
it
it was
looks
this
small.
size.
Yeah.
What, like a dice?
I guess
Well, the
yeah.
reason why it is, I think, is because of the two walls that lead up to it. So it like just makes it look narrow, like it's pinching it.
Yeah,
in.
but I'm also saying like forward, you have like more space there than what I
Yeah.
thought. I guess because the first times I performed there, I was like so much like pressure, like my vision was just like, yeah, I have
Yeah,
to
you're
get
not
I
really
have to get
thinking
the laughs.
about
Yeah.
the
And
I'm
back
just
and
like,
forth. You're really only
Yeah.
thinking about side to side.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not really
Casey-
looking behind you.
Casey's new bit is great because it's like he's using
Oh yeah.
behind the stage as well, and then
Mhm.
popping up and then
Oh, yeah.
popping out.
Hilarious.
I like
This
how he
is
uses space.
the
Yeah.
whole-
And he does the head
He
thing.
explores the physical space.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think the Little Boy and the comedy in general, when you step up, it's like you're like preparing. You're like, oh shit, and then when you go up, it's like, ah. Hey.
Yeah. Totally. Do you what do you think about the big room, Hans? And which do you prefer to perform it?
The big room, just because of the prestige and the status.
Yeah. Power aside, what?
Yeah.
Like if
I
you
feel like the big room can be like the audience is like wide-eyed and in shock. They're like, "Whoa, where are we? Oh no!" And the little room, they're like comfortable. It feels like the audience has more power there, and they have more like they're more like, "Ah ha ha, that was funny." And the big room was like, "Was that funny?" Like they think about it a little bit more.
they got more time on it.
Yeah, it's more like a fucking, theater experience. It's not really like a club experience like the Little Boy is.
Yeah, no. I've done a set in Fat Man, and even noticing like the role of laughter going back is strange, like timing wise, or just listening to it.
I feel like real comedy fans go to the Little Boy. I feel like if you're not a real comedy fan, you go to the Fat Man, because that's all you know is like just flashing lights and like showmanship and all that awesome shit.
No,
Yeah.
but at the same time, people
Yeah.
that go to Fat Man, for the most part, they're there to see someone specifically, right?
Yeah, they're big fan. Yeah, I'm not saying it's like always true. I think in general, both rooms are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is like Little Boy? You could you can hear like a chair move, So it's like it's more intimate, and if someone says something, you can hear it.
Do you guys ever listen back to your sets and you hear someone say something terrible about you in the audience?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet because usually I bring it with me, like my cell phone with me in my pocket.
Oh, so you don't?
Yeah.
I mean, like you don't hear like
or like
anyone,
a video recording.
Yeah,
Yeah.
video recording I haven't gotten that yet, but I do capture like the different laughs. It's like, why this fucker didn't laugh at this one, and then he laughed at this one, because they're
Yeah.
closer to the camera, so
It's
I can
like
see.
Mitch Hedberg's joke.
Yeah.
I love people with distinctive laughs, because then I can tell which jokes you don't think are funny. Oh, distinctive laugh doesn't think that joke was funny.
That's really true. I've
Yeah.
memorized like people's laughs over the years.
Have you
Yeah.
ever been in a scene with someone with a distinctive laugh, and they would use it like a cudgel?
Yes.
Just like stupidly just
yeah.
wielding it.
Yeah.
And like they can't even stop themselves. They're just too far down that road. They can't just change their laughs now.
God, that's terrible.
Such a stupid strategy.
I think we should change our laughs every like 2 to 3 years.
I remember in the OR, when I was doing like a set there, I would put my phone down by the booze and where the comics were sitting, and then I'd come back and some people wouldn't ever realize that I was recording my set. They're like, he's not funny. I mean,
That's such a good place to put it. Why would you put it there? Is that the only place you can put it?
Because I need to know who my enemies are.
So you're basically tapping the OR. You're putting bugs. You should just install bugs.
Yeah. No, it was literally just, like I just put it on the table and then I'd go up and do my set,
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to have to like worry about anything. And then sure enough, you'd hear like, and then I'm obviously there.
That
more
guy owes me
generally.
$20.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But sometimes I hear audience members too, like say shit that they think I can't hear.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to listen to this 40 times. So it's not just you heckling once. It's the 40 other times
You listen to your set. I saw you
compulsively.
listen to your set on the couch. You were like passing out or something. We were just hanging out, playing Catan. We were done, and you were just like listening to your set. I was like, damn, that's like how you need to... Because either you don't listen to your sets at all, or you listen to it like a freak.
I listen to it like a freak. I'm literally just like 4:30 a.m.
I've started doing that now.
Yeah.
Especially if I have a set that I'm like thinking about a lot. It's better to listen to it than to just obsessively think about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so too. And I think it like
But
gets your
40
tone
times.
down.
That's so crazy that you listen to yourself that much.
Oh, hours. Like, I'll just be in my bed and then sometimes I'll run into that same lady that's
That
like,
can't be fun. You got to be doing it because you hate yourself to some degree.
maybe it's a little bit of both. But then I offset it by, I have sets that I go to for joy to lift me back up
Oh,
again
really?
after a
Yeah.
bad time. Like,
Wow.
sometimes from years ago.
Yeah.
I'll like listen to this and I was like, oh, remember that time, September 18th, 2018.
You got the perfect.
Yeah.
Just you're your biggest fan. and
where
you're
I
like-
had that moment, and everyone
you know
was
the
happy.
exact set to
Yeah.
make yourself feel the way you want.
Exactly.
But I feel like listening to your set is also a good way of, removing fat or whatever, or adding new tags
Yeah.
and shit like that.
Yeah.
Or why did I
Hearing
say
what
this
the
like
audience
this? Why did I
hears.
use this word or whatever?
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, this is what the audience is feeling, what I'm feeling right now, because I'm just listening.
Right.
That is the weird thing too and sometimes you have like misconceptions about the audience, and like or I do that a lot too, where I'll think they're like against me, but they're like just clearly not. But then but then I'm combative, and then it's
Yeah.
like, well, now
You get an applause break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get an
Yeah,
applause
yeah.
break, and you're like, oh, you didn't like that?
Yeah.
Oh, am I too edgy for you? Like, they just applaud.
Oh, I guess you
applauded.
think I should call my parents more, huh? Just bringing up shit that's not even relevant to them. Oh, I guess I littered yesterday, and you just can't forgive me for that.
Oh, you guys all saw me litter? Were you all there?
Yeah.
Fucking knew it, man.
Yeah. You think you're that much better than me, you son of a bitch. Yeah. I fucking. So sometimes I'll hear fucking mean shit. Like, just sometimes it's literally just like, it's this lady going, like, I don't like this guy. And then I hear it like 45 times in a night. I'm like, oh my God.
You
Do
gotta
I-
stop leaving it in
do
the
I like
audience.
this guy? Yeah.
I identify with the lady right now.
Yeah. And
This
she was
lady's
right.
this lady's killing it.
Well, that's why I listen to her.
I
so
feel like that
much.
is I feel like that is helpful though, because like me, I already have those thoughts in my head, like those dark thoughts about like, oh, nobody likes me and I suck and all of this.
Well, I was at a show and I heard a lady in the bathroom be like, I like the other guy. And it's not like she said she hated me or she thought the other guy was better, but just the way she said it, I was like, oh, I know what you're trying to say.
Why were you in the woman's bathroom?
It was like a hallway leading to the bathroom, and I was the headliner. So if you say the other guy, I was the last one. It's like, oh, not that guy, but and the way she said it was like, oh, you just don't like me.
I'm glad that is one of the things we all share is there will always, no matter what, be shows where people don't like us for whatever reason.
Yeah.
That's a consistent.
Even if you kill,
Yeah, even if you kill.
especially if you kill, they're
Yeah.
like, oh, that guy killed. I like the other guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I mean,
guy got
it's
too
weird.
much positivity.
Yeah, I've been
It's
trying to
weird.
get better at that because usually I would go to the mics, care a lot about like other comics, what they think about me, and that could like impact my set or whatever I wanted to do that night. If like someone walks in at the time and they were like booking a cool show, I feel like, oh, I have to like impress them in a way. And at the end of the day, if they like you, they like you. If they don't, a lot of people are not gonna like you. So. But I mean, like, just catching the audience, saying shit, and then I feel like that has to be good.
Maybe. Who
'Cause
knows?
it makes
So-
you
well,
more...
Sometimes they are not even saying stuff that they feel. They're just saying shit just because they think no one's listening. They're like, oh, fuck this guy.
Or maybe they don't think their friend likes them, so they're saying that to be liked by their friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, and then
It's just
and then the
noise.
fucked up part is yeah, if you buy into the noise, then you can kind of morph their words, because sometimes I'm hearing those recordings and it's like muffled, so it's like I'll hear like if a joke doesn't work and I'll hear like I'm like, did she say he's fat and he should die?
Yeah, just the tone of voice and
Yeah.
the rhythm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I can fill in what
Yeah,
I
know.
think they might have said.
Or when you hear
Yeah.
something and you deep down it's true,
Yeah. Oh.
I can't understand a word he's saying. And I'm like, fuck, I need to articulate more. I need to slow down. I need to use easier words,
It's so funny how audiences don't know how like psychologically devastating they can be.
Yeah. why wouldn't he just do stand up in Spanish?
Have you gotten that one before?
I mean, I've gotten from comics fucking around, but you know, it's kind of like true in a way. And it's like I just need to do whatever I can. So like by just like slowing down, knowing my material, you know. It's weird because if I'm like dry mouth, I get in my head. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna fuck this word, blah blah blah. And sometimes I take like a bigger pause just to like be okay. I'm gonna be able to pronounce this word, and then for some reason, you know, the audience thinks you're making like an artistic pause, but it's just me in my head like, I got this word, I got this sentence.
That's funny.
But yeah.
All right, I gotta go. You guys want to keep going or?
No.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Hey, we should play Catan again though.
Yeah,
sometime.
this is the perfect table for it.
It's great.
All right.
All right, later, Hans.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Later.
That was good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it
You
got going.
You got fun.